From folklore and fairies
to monsters and mysteries, it came from the Maritimes.
Hi everyone, welcome to It Came From The Maritimes. I'm Chelsea and this is my co-host Evan.
Howdy.
We have a Maritime mini for you today. Our tale today takes us to Lunenburg in 1879, to the home of the McLaughlin family, a large, loving family who lived on a meager income. The family was distraught when both their 3- and 6-year-old daughters died from scarlet fever. The eldest daughter, 14-year-old Sophia, wanted to help carry the family's financial burden while they grieved, so she took an apprenticeship to the local dressmaker, Mrs. Trask. Sophia proved herself to be a hard worker, so Mrs. Trask soon trusted her to work in the shop alone. One day, Mrs. Trask returned home from running errands, but was appalled to discover $10 missing from the cash drawer. Without hesitating, she turned to Sophia and asked why she had taken the money. Sophia was shocked. Her eyes filled with tears as she protested the accusation, telling Mrs. Trask she would never steal a cent. Mrs. Trask wasn't persuaded, though, and threatened to tell the sheriff if the money wasn't returned. Of course, Sophia couldn't come up with the money since she hadn't taken it, but Mrs. Trask still spread the word around town about her suspicions. Sophia told her friends and family that she was innocent, but no one believed her. Her parents were furious and told Sophia they were ashamed to call her their own. All of her friends shunned her. Even her neighbors would glare and quickly look away if they passed Sophia on the street. Poor Sophia, eh?
I know, this poor girl.
Yeah, and never did a thing wrong and getting accused of terrible deeds.
Exactly.
In a final attempt to proclaim her innocence, Sophia sent a letter to Mrs. Trask. In that letter, she recommended her previous employer revisit a few Bible passages in light of her recent accusations. Now, by a few, I mean there's like 10, so I'm going to share the two most pertinent. So the first was, "Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor," and the other is, "Judge not, that ye be judged." In spite of this plea for reconsideration, Mrs. Trask remained firm in her accusation. So it was quite the letter, and honestly good for Sophia for staying true to herself, trying to proclaim her innocence.
I know, I mean, I'll be honest, if someone sent me a letter saying, read the Bible, I probably wouldn't be the most receptive, but I feel like that was a different time.
Like, there were a lot of Bible verses included in this letter. I was going to share them all, but then I realized that would no longer make this a Maritime mini. It would be like a full-length episode.
Fair enough.
That was mostly Bible scripture.
Yeah.
Sophia became depressed and started spending her days at her sister's gravesite in Hillcrest Cemetery on Gallows Hill. It was the only place she could find the privacy to cry in peace. Sophia refused to eat and gradually became so weak that she couldn't walk to the cemetery anymore. The morning of September 19th, 1879, she stopped leaving her room altogether. Her mother went to check on her, and when she opened Sophia's door, she saw her daughter curled up on the bed, looking frail. Her mother asked what was wrong, and Sophia softly said, "I will soon be with my beloved sisters. My innocence will be known to everyone." The poor girl passed away that very same day. The doctor proclaimed that the young girl's cause of death was paralysis of the heart brought on by extreme agitation caused by peculiar circumstances. After Sophia's death, Mrs. Trask's son was racked with guilt, and he confessed to having stolen the $10. Right?
I'm shaking my head right now.
He is. Evan is disappointed in this son. The townspeople felt so guilty about their betrayal of the trustworthy Sophia that they pooled their money together to replace the simple wooden cross her family had afforded, provided a proper gravestone which reads, "Erected by sympathizing friends in memory of Sophia L., daughter of Joseph and Lavinia McLaughlin, who died suddenly September 19th, 1879, aged 14 years, 6 months." The gravestone faded over the years, but in 1986, the community of Lunenburg once more came together to have it repaired. It can be found easily in Hillcrest Cemetery due to the distinct chain surrounding the gravesite holding the metal carving of a broken heart. Brave souls who visit the cemetery at night have reported hearing the sound of weeping at the gravesite, but others have seen the ghosts of 3 young girls playing together. We choose to believe that although Sophia's young life came to a tragic end, she was reunited with her beloved sisters in the afterlife. So what do you think?
Yeah, that's a really sad one.
I mean, it had been too long since my last tragic young death story, so we had to revisit it at some point.
Exactly. We need to bring it back. We can't have our listeners getting too happy all of a sudden.
No. Now, thank you so much for joining us for this episode of It Came From The Maritimes. You can find us on social media, on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at It Came From The Maritimes, on X and Blue Sky at ICFT Maritimes. And if you have any Atlantic Canada folklore you would like to see covered in future episodes, or any spooky encounters of your own, email us at itcamefromthemaritimes@gmail.com. If you enjoy our podcast, please leave us a 5-star rating and review to help others find us. Thank you for listening.
Bye.